Hey folks, it's Mark Boyer from YoChicago.com, and I'm here bringing you another driving tour of the East Village this time. We're right here on Chicago Avenue, just east of Ashland, heading west, and we've just entered the southern portion of the East Village. I think New Yorkers who come to Chicago might think that this neighborhood is, trying to piggyback on the cachet of the East Village in Manhattan, East Greenwich Village. Not the case. In fact, this neighborhood was once known as the East Ukrainian Village. I think it's since lost the Ukrainian in the title, and for good reason. According to the census data that I pulled up when I was in the office this morning, the ancestry that residents of the East Village claim to have, only about 2 to 3% of residents in this neighborhood claim to have any sort of Ukrainian ancestry. So I guess it wouldn't make too much sense to call it the East Ukrainian Village any longer. However, if you wanted to call it the Polish Village, I think that might be a little more appropriate, considering that roughly a quarter of the folks here are of Polish ancestry. Maybe that's an exaggeration. Anyhow, we're here at Damon and Grand now. It's the southwestern border of the neighborhood. Folks here must be pleased that they finally got a full-service grocery store in that large Dominick's, located just to the west of Damon on Chicago Avenue. Of course, that's technically in the Ukrainian Village, so we don't want to get too hung up on it, but it must serve the people in the East Village as well. So we're going to head north on Damon and stick to the task at hand. In the East Village, Damon's the western border. It's one of the main thoroughfares here. It doesn't exactly have the same sort of boutique culture that Damon up in Wicker Park is known for, although there's plenty of commercial activity here, and in fact some pretty fancy looking storefronts, some nice looking salons, clothing stores. Now I'm just noticing that on the corner of these past 2 blocks that I've passed, there are these interesting looking neighborhood gardens. It says the land is a neighbor space that's protected by the community. Sort of interesting. A lot of sunflowers. Looks like some vegetables over there. Now we're gonna take a right, and we're up at Division Street now, which is known by many as sort of the lifeblood of Wicker Park. But the fact is, only half of it's really in Wicker Park. The other half, it's in the East Village. And so in terms of dining, nightlife, all that good stuff, this is probably where you're going to want to come if you live in the East Village. Joe and I have made a number of visits down to Division Street over the past 6 months or so, and mostly to keep tabs on some of the Rehnquist developments here. But the one thing that I've noticed, just casually, I don't have any statistical data to back it up. It seems like there are a lot more vacant storefronts on Division Street than I noticed in years past. I don't know if that's a reflection of struggling economy, or the rents are too high here or something, but it does seem like there are plenty of vacancies around here. I'm noticing also there are a lot of for sale signs out here, and not the type of for sale signs that I identify with new construction condos. Although here's one, 1056 Northwood Street, luxury condos. Now the majority of these for sale signs that I've noticed look like resale opportunities. So I guess there's plenty of that going on in the neighborhood. Although here, again, on the east side of the street, there's a new construction, 3-story condo building. And here you see these vintage rehabs, pretty ornate turrets. Looks like some more loft or condo rehabs over here, conversion projects. I don't know that there are too many loft buildings remaining in the East Village any longer. And here we are again at Chicago Avenue. I'm going to take a left on Chicago, so we can get a second look at this. Now, this is where I guess the Latino Hispanic presence is seen the most, and there's a pretty vibrant commercial scene on Chicago Ave. I wouldn't say it exactly rivals the cafe culture of Division Street or anything like that, but here there's a number of kind of, I don't know what you call these clothing stores, like urban fashions, I suppose. There's VIP fashion seems to be shut down, but Mecca is definitely up and running. There's you come out here on a Sunday morning, there's a lot of people going shopping for clothes out here. Alright, so there you have it, folks. It's your driving tour of Chicago's East Village.